Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm finally doing my best of beauty for 2020. So for this video, I decided to only pick new stuff that came out in 2020, so like the best of 2020. And if you guys caught my purchases from Sephora and Ulta videos, I kind of went over some really good things I liked in 2020 and also some stuff I bought that wasn't so good, so you can definitely check those out. But I did want to compile just my all-time favorites that came out this year that I've been obsessed with, because there's quite a few things. And I don't want this video to be too long, so I'm going to kind of go through the products fairly quickly. I won't spend too much time on them, and I'm wearing a lot of them right now because I filmed a little Insta video. So let's go ahead and get started. So I know you guys probably want to hear about the palettes. That is what everyone is most obsessed with, at least I am. So I'll do those first. I tried to narrow it down to a few that released this year. Now I did do a ranking my new 2020 palettes video, so I went from my worst to my favorite of the year. Some of these were definitely in that video as well, but I will link that down below if you guys want to see like a whole palette video. I did that like a month or two ago, but let me show you guys my best of 2020 palettes that I compiled for this video. So first we are gonna go, let's just go with what I have on my eyes now, and I have to put the new Huda Beauty Naughty Nudes palette in here. I really like this one. I feel like it's so hit or miss with people, but for me, I love this color story. I think it is stunning. So here is my palette. I did a whole video on this one, and this is what it looks like. A lot of people were less than impressed with the color story, saying it's too similar to what they already have. But this one was perfect for me because I really loved her new nudes palette, but the shades were too light in it. Like, I never could get the depth I wanted from that palette. So this one is like the new nudes but better. So it made it so much better for me since I can actually build up some depth. So I do have this one on my eyes today. I think it's beautiful. It's really pretty rosy tones, pinks, the browns, my favorite kind of color. So I had to include this in my personal favorites. Now, I did have a lot of Huda fails this year too, so maybe you'll see some of those in my worst of beauty, but this palette was definitely a hit for me, and I absolutely love it and recommend it. Next palette, let's go with a Sydney Grace palette. This is the Tiny Marvels palette from them. Now, this is not one that I use a ton, but Sydney Grace in general is a brand I discovered this year from hearing so much about it, and I finally tried it and I fell in love with their formula, and it has inspired me to buy even more palettes from them. So this is the first palette that I tried from them in collaboration with Mel Thompson, and this eyeshadow formula is seriously the best of the best. Now, I broke my mirror, so I had to take it out. The color story is very unique in this one. I think I'm actually going to get a lot more use out of this in the spring. It came out more like late summer, early fall, but these colors do remind me of spring. There's like purples, a few pastels in there, but the quality, I just can't. The mattes are so buttery soft. The shimmers are beautiful. Metallics. It's just perfect. So Sydney Grace is a hit brand for me this year, and I'm so glad I found them and was able to try their products. Next we have my Too Faced Pumpkin Spice palette. You guys know I had to include this here. I love this palette from Too Faced. I thought it was so good. I feel like Too Faced really killed it this year with their releases, and I feel bad because not a lot of people are really into them anymore, but they really did such a good job this year, and I feel like they didn't come out with so much product, and they learned their lesson from years past where they were just releasing too much and everything went on clearance. Now, I did see that this palette did go on sale. If it is still available, I'll link it, but I feel like it's probably sold out by now. But it is a limited edition seasonal palette, so that is probably why they eventually had to put it on sale, because probably people won't be buying the pumpkin spice in like spring. But I'm still going to be using this one. I really hope they bring it back again next year, because I feel like this is such a pretty one. I really enjoy the color scheme in here. It has a little bit of everything from greens, purples, golds. There's like warm orange tones in there. There's a lot that you can do with it, and I thought mine was amazing quality. It smells good, and Too Faced is just super cute, so I enjoyed this one a lot this year. For my Natasha Denona palette, we have to go with the Glam palette. Now, this palette and the Bronze were both big winners for me, but overall the Glam is my favorite. This palette brought back my love for cool tone shades. I feel like the cool tones look so good with blue eyes. I get so many compliments from you guys when I wear this, and if I want to feel like confident and I want to have it going on, just feel like my makeup looks so good, I always go for this one if I want my makeup to be looking real good. So I just adore this one so much. I think the shades are beautiful. The formula is amazing. It's one of the mid price range palettes from Natasha, and I wear this so much. I'm just in love. So I feel like lots of brands are going to be coming out with maybe some more cool tone palettes this year since this one was so successful. And then we'll do some ColourPop faves. I'll just quickly run through these. So first up, this is actually kind of a surprise favorite for me, but the ColourPop Wild Nothing palette was really a hit for me this year. I will say it's very light in tone, but I found myself reaching for this whenever I just need something really easy to throw on the eyes. It's just so easy to create a look with, and I think every look that I do with this is very beautiful. So for me, this is a really nice everyday palette, so I had to include it in here because I use this a lot. I'm also going to mention the Child palette as well because I could not resist doing this. This is probably one of the launches I was most excited for all year because I'm obsessed with Disney and Baby Yoda. I guess it's not Baby Yoda anymore. He has the actual name. I'm not caught up on the show, but I just love him so much. So I had to buy this one. Plus, I would have bought this anyway, even if it wasn't the Child, because of the color scheme. I love these kind of green tones. I thought it was really stunning. So I had to include this one for the packaging and the colors, so cute. And lastly, from ColourPop, this is another newer launch, but it kind of reminds me of Natasha Denona Glam. It's the That's Taupe palette. It's also really similar to their coconut one, but this one I thought was a really nice launch from them. Here is the shades, as you can see. Very nice, cool tones, great for every day. I haven't used this one a ton because I just got it not that long ago, but so far I have been loving it, and it's probably gonna be my most used neutral palette from them, and I hope it is permanent. I'll have to check. I hate when they discontinue like everything. So that's the palettes. Let's get into some foundations. I just picked two for today's video. My most used ones that I've really fallen in love with this year is number one, what I have on right now, the NARS Soft Matte Foundation. I just love this. It seriously makes my skin look so good. I have the shade Mont Blanc and it's just so beautiful. I do have oily skin, but I really don't like super drying foundations on me. So I kind of go mid-range, something that's not going to be too dry or too glowy. So I feel like this actually works for most because it's not super dry at all, because I do not like how that feels on the face. But this gives me amazing coverage and it seriously looks airbrushed on the skin. And then we have another newer one, the It Cosmetics Your Skin But Better, another foundation that's good for most skin types. This one I love because it's very lightweight on the skin. It feels like there's nothing on. It's a super thin formula, but it also gives amazing coverage. So I'm really excited that It Cosmetics has a new hit foundation on the market because I haven't really liked their stuff since the original CC cream, and this stuff is incredible, especially if you want something very lightweight. And then this shade is Light Neutral. For concealer, I have two more high-end favorites here. First, we have from Hourglass the Vanish Concealer. This one I have on right now. This gives amazing full coverage, but it's not heavy feeling at all under the eyes, but you really only need the smallest amount of product because sometimes I can go a little bit overboard with this one, but it just really airbrushes everything under there. It's definitely my favorite concealer of all time. I use this so much. I have the shade Cream in this one and I highly recommend it. And then also I had to go with my Pat McGrath concealer as well. This one's a little bit dark for me, but I make it work. I especially like this one on blemishes. I use it under the eye too, but the formula is really great on this. I feel like it's pretty similar to the Hourglass, but the Hourglass has this more like airbrush, almost glowy effect. This one's more mattifying, but it's called the Skin Fetish Sublime. I have L5 in this one, but like I mentioned, I would probably go one shade lighter. Let's move on to bronzers. I was on a huge bronzer kick this year, trying out a bunch because I just felt like my bronzer collection was really lacking. A lot of the bronzers hardly worked for me. I always would buy things that are way too dark, and I've learned to go lighter, not go crazy with the bronzer, or else it doesn't look good on me. So the one I have on right now, this is from Charlotte Tilbury. I feel like everyone is obsessed with this one and I love it, honestly. You get so much product in here. These are refillable. If for some reason you do run out, you can buy a refill, but it's the airbrush bronzer. I have the shade number 2, which is medium, and I recommend going a little bit darker than you think with this one because it is pretty light. So yeah, this is the medium shade and I feel like it works really well for me. Such a nice soft matte finish, really beautiful on the skin. It blends out nicely. So that one's definitely a favorite. For something a little bit more bougie, this one's actually a little darker. I really need to get the shade up with this one, but it does work for when I have self-tan. I love the packaging on this. It's the Gucci bronzing powder, and this was really nice. I think it is so beautiful. I just feel so luxurious when I wear this. I have the shade number 3, but I really need shade number 1. Because yeah, this one can be a bit dark. It's very warm tone, but if you're a little bit darker than me, this shade would work for you. But this is a beautiful bronzer. It really just warms up the face. It's really easy to blend out as well. And then also, I wanted to mention my favorite cream bronzer. So this one I actually discovered as a dupe for the Soleil Tan de Chanel bronzer. Now I know ColourPop also has a dupe as well, but it's always sold out. So if you guys are looking for another dupe, this one's really good. Plus I have a really good discount code with Yensa. I believe it's 30% off. I will have it linked down below, so you can score this for a really good price. But literally the same thing as Chanel. It smells the same. I feel like it's literally the same formula as their old formula, not the new one. The old one is what everyone loves. So it's called the Sunlit Glow Silk Bronzing Base, and it blends out perfectly. So that is the Sunlit Bronzing Base. Seriously, an exact dupe for the Chanel. And if you guys are unfamiliar with Yensa, I've been really liking their products as of lately. It is a sister company to Pure Lease. You'll probably see them around in like different Ipsy bags and stuff like that. They're often featured in Ipsy. Alright, next up, blush. We have a lot of blush favorites for the month. First, let me show you guys these bad boys. These are like $3 each, and they're so cheap, but they are so good. These are from Essence. They're called The Blush. So I have all the shades here, and I'm actually wearing this one on my cheeks right now. It is stunning. I cannot believe how pigmented these are for this price. So this is called Befitting. They're very smooth, very creamy. These are supposed to be dupes for the Patrick Ta blushes, and I feel like they probably are dead on dupes. Oh my gosh, they're just so gorgeous. I can't believe the price. So definitely you must try these. Also for blush, we have from Lawless. This formula is really beautiful as well, and I love this color Vintage Love. It gives me the most beautiful rosy pink cheeks. This formula is stunning. This is their matte one. They also have kind of a satiny shimmery version as well, but I love this like soft baby pink color from them. It is beautiful. Highly recommend. Also, this one from Ofra was used a lot as well. This is in collaboration with Samantha March, the blush duo in Chick Lit. I'm so excited for her that she got to do her own products this year, and I do use her Chick Lit blush so much. So these you can actually mix. So there's a shimmer and a matte side. You could do them by themselves. I just mixed mine together. I've been using a lot of her collab products. They're really nice, and I do have a code with Ofra too. If there's ever anything you want, it's just Leah Janae. But that's the Chick Lit blush duo mixed together. It's so pretty. As you can see, I really like peachy pink blushes. And then my last blush, I cannot forget. This is probably my favorite of favorites. It's the Patrick Ta Double Take Cream and Powder Blush in She's So LA. This formula is so nice. I hope that he comes out with more colors, because I tried another color and I wasn't feeling it. It was like too corally. I got She's That Girl and I didn't love it, but I do like the formula and I like this color. But I hope that they do some more, because I feel like they're missing some shades that I think would be really good. But the cream formula in here is amazing. Just it blends out really nice. So with this one, he likes you to put down the powder first and then this cream one, so you can get a little bit of that glow, and it's really beautiful. I'll go ahead and swatch this one too. That's the powder side, and this is the cream side. It looks scary in the pan, but it's definitely a more neutral shade. I think it's so flattering, so beautiful. Just love that formula. I forgot to mention this one in the blushes. I literally have like all of my products just scattered here, but it's the Lunar Beauty Moon Prism Blush Palette. Oh my gosh, I have been in love with Lunar Beauty this year as well. I haven't tried them before until this year, and now I just want everything. Manny seriously nails his formulas, and this blush formula is everything. So this is the cheek palette. You get 6 different shades in there. The formula on these is so beautiful. They're so soft, creamy. There's mattes, and then I think one like shimmer color, but these are just like my go-tos that I use, these lighter tones. There is some darker tones in here too, so it works for most skin tones, as you guys could see. I'm just obsessed with this. I cannot wait to see what Lunar Beauty comes out with this year. I do have a couple highlights to share as well. I wasn't really into highlights as much this year as I have been in the past, but this ColourPop one released like the beginning of the year in their like blush, or I think it was like a Valentine's Day collection, and I've been in love with it ever since, and they haven't restocked it, which is really sad, so I do apologize. This one's really hard to find, but it's their Super Shock Highlight in You're a Catch. This is beautiful. Now, this is definitely one of the biggest highlights I have in my collection, so I don't know. I will never probably even use up half of this thing, but it is just so beautiful on the skin. It's very blinding, very flashy. I have this on right now, and I've even toned it down a bit, but it's beautiful. So it's that Super Shock formula like their eyeshadow, so it's extremely creamy, almost feels wet to the touch, and it's the most beautiful pearlescent glow. So I really hope they do re-promote this in a new collection so I can keep recommending it to you guys, because it seriously is the best. And then here's a really good drugstore find for this year, the Revlon Skin Lights Highlight. This one is in the shade Daybreak Glimmer, and this is actually a spot-on dupe for the Anastasia Imrezi highlighter that everyone goes crazy for, and it's been pretty much gone. I think it was limited edition and you can't get it anymore, and this is literally the same. I actually decluttered my Anastasia one and kept the Revlon because it's identical. So it has kind of like that scaly design, and it is so stunning. So that is it swatched. If you guys still haven't bought the Imrezi, definitely go for the Revlon. It's the same and it's amazing. So you have to get the Daybreak Glimmer shade. Really like this one. It's super blinding as well on the cheeks if you guys like a more pigmented highlighter. I did pick one mascara. It was so hard to narrow it down, but this is definitely my favorite of the year. I did try some drugstore mascaras too this year, but I didn't really love them. There is some new ones for 2021 that I want to try out though, but this one is the Pat McGrath Dark Star mascara. I do have this on my lower lashes right now because I'm wearing falsies today, but yeah, this is so good. Definitely worth the price. This is the wand on it. I just think it makes my lashes look amazing, so this is definitely a go-to for me. But I really did try a lot of good high-end mascaras this year. There were some really good ones, some honorable mentions, but I decided to just pick this one as the winner. Okay, now I think we're on to lips, which I have quite a few things I wanted to share because I always love sharing lip products and what I always have on my lips. It's like my #1 question I get. So first off, let's start with the Wayne Goss lipsticks. Wayne Goss came out with his makeup line this year. He's one of my favorite makeup artists and YouTubers to watch, and his line is on Beautylish. So his first launch was lipsticks, and I really love his formula. So my favorite shade, which I do have on right now with a gloss, so I'll share my gloss too in a bit, but this is the shade Daisy, and it's such a pretty light pinky peach nude, and his formula is so creamy and soft. I think he did a wonderful job on these. He also came out with lip liners and glosses, but the lipsticks were definitely the winner for me. And then let's mention these Maybelline glosses because these got so hyped up this year. Definitely one of the best glosses around and at such a cheap price. The one I have on over top of the Wayne Goss lipstick is called Moon. This is so pretty. It has a little bit of sparkle in it. There's creamy ones and some sparkly ones, but these are so comfortable on the lips. They actually have hyaluronic acid in the formula, I believe. They smell really good too, and they look high-end. So I feel like this was such an iconic launch for Maybelline this year, and everyone is obsessed with them. Here's another one I love in Stone, which is more of the creams. It has a little bit more pigmentation there. But yeah, if you guys haven't tried these yet, you need to get one. They're so good. We also have, I'll mention, I really liked this from Rare Beauty this year. I did try out a lot of their line. A lot of it was very mediocre for me. I wasn't like obsessed with much, and I wasn't really hating anything. So I do want to mention though, their lip souffles are so nice. I have the shade Courage, which I really should get some more, but these are very comfortable on the lips, super velvety, and I really love this tone. It literally just feels kind of like a moussey texture. So that's definitely my favorite product from the Rare Beauty line. There's some stuff I still have in my collection that I think are pretty decent, but nothing overwhelmingly amazing. Also, I wore the crap out of these this year, the Fenty Slip Shine lipsticks. I talk about these so much, I feel like, but I just really like these for a little bit of tint to the lips, super glossy feeling. They almost are kind of like a lip gloss stick. But I have Cookies and Cocoa, which is just like this mid-tone shade. As you can see, they're very light in pigmentation, but I just love them for everyday wear. They make your lips look super plump, but they don't last long, of course, which kind of sucks, but I still really enjoy them. And then I also have the shade Makeup Break, which is a little bit more peachy. But these are really nice and I enjoy them. I really need to try their new gloss creams. I've heard some great things about those. And then also, this was a later find in the year, but the Juvia's Place lip line came out this year and I really love their formulas. So I have their lip liner in Sweet Nothing, which is probably going to be like my new everyday lip liner. It's such a nice color. So it's darker, as you guys could see, so I feel like it really contours the lips out a bit, and I feel like that makes the lips look more plump if you do that with a lighter lipstick over top. But this formula is very nice, very creamy. It stays on the lips. And then also their velvety lipsticks are nice as well. I have Mademoiselle as my go-to shade. These are super comfortable too. So I would love to get more of these in 2021. Here it is swatched, the peachy pink. As you can see, these are all nude shades because that's pretty much my thing. It's what I wear, so that's pretty much what I have. And then lastly for lips is this Tower 28 gloss. I picked this up during the Sephora VIB sale and I really love their milky glosses. I don't really love the jelly ones, but the milky glosses, I love the shades that they have. They're super comfortable. Here is a swatch. They have pretty good pigmentation, honestly, so you could definitely wear these by themselves. So definitely recommend this one in the shade Cashew. I do want to get more colors, but those are all my nude lipsticks swatched here. And then the last thing I wanted to mention, since this is pretty much a makeup focused video, I feel like brushes kind of go with that, but I do want to mention these eye brushes because they really were a game changer for me this year, and they are from Refer brushes. Now these are a little pricey, but they are 100% worth it. So I've kind of now realized the amazingness that is natural haired brushes. Most of my brushes are synthetic, that's why they are cheaper. But man, these blend out any eyeshadow like a dream. You could have the crappiest palette and you can make it look real good, even with these brushes. So I have been loving them. I actually have one more somewhere around here. I have so many brushes, you guys, but these were the top best of the best for eyeshadow. They really helped my makeup looks this year, and your tools can make a difference in how your makeup applies for sure. So I would definitely recommend them. I feel like they're still doing sales right now, so I will link them down below. My eye blending set, which comes with this crease brush. There's another crease brush in it, and this flat shader brush as well. Just obsessed with them. I could use these every single day. I feel like I don't even want any of my other brushes anymore that I have for the eyes, because these are just the best of the best. So that is going to be everything I wanted to mention in this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Sorry I went through things so fast, but I mean, I feel like I've talked about these products so many times on my channel. You guys already know, but these are my favorite products of 2020, and hopefully I can do a worst of 2020 as well. We will see. And thanks so much for watching. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye guys.